I came across a video of somebody who was $420,000 in debt. I know you're probably nosy and thinking, what is going on? Well, don't worry. We're going to find out together because I don't know.
Hey y'all, my name's Emily, and I'm coming on here because I'm going to be documenting my debt payoff plan. I am currently $420,000 in debt. It's a pretty gnarly number.
Yeah.
Half of that number is my mortgage, so I promise I'm not super irresponsible. Still a little irresponsible, but not super. About a quarter of that is my student loans. About 10% of that is a car payment that I just bought. And the remainder is just general spending like Affirm payments and a credit card.
I'm hoping she's going to break it down because after you take out her mortgage payment that she said was about $200,000, you're still $200,000 left.
I'm going to be using the Avalanche debt payoff method in order to pay that off, which is just starting with the highest interest loan and working my way down. I'm going to be documenting it here on TikTok to hold myself accountable.
Somebody commented, including the mortgage is silly. And personally, I don't consider mortgage as a bad debt, but even still, having $200,000 left over after all of that, if it's consumer debt, that's a little bit different.
Today is payday. That means I get to pay off a little bit more debt. I am Emily, and I'm a 28-year-old trying to pay off her debt. Today is day one of my debt payoff journey that I am documenting online. My last video, I stated that I had $420,000 of debt. After applying $722.97 of payments, I'm at a beautiful $419, $484, and 17 cents. I technically paid about $1,000, but I accrued interest from last month. You can start to take a look at my spreadsheet here. My initial debt balance was much higher. My current balance is $419, as previously mentioned, and I pay off about $4,629.89 each month.
Miss Emily is making some good money because she's able to pay $4,629 each month. This isn't her living expenses, y'all. So she has some good income coming from somewhere.
I honestly didn't realize how many people would relate to the situation I'm in. I suspected that some people would leave hateful comments about the amount of debt that I'm in, but I was shocked, honestly, at how much positivity and support there was. So I just want to come out here and say thanks. Next, I want to report on day 3 of my debt payoff journey. So this week alone, I've made some changes to my debt payoff plan. For one, I'm not going to be including my mortgage in every calculation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out up at the top here what my starting point was, which was the $420,000 when I started this video series. My starting point, not including my mortgage, would be $151,917.92.
I was close.
This number does include my student loans, my home equity line of credit, my car payment, and any consumer debt that I have.
Oh, so she took out a HELOC on her home. Now, I know a lot of people are against HELOCs, but some people take them out for good reasons, like businesses or whatever the case may be. I don't know if she's going to get into that, but I hope she didn't take it out just to go spend it on like consumer debt type of stuff, you know, like clothes or just depreciating assets.
This week, I took action by doing a balance transfer to a credit card that offers 0% interest. And so I am going to save myself some money, hopefully, on the interest rate. I made an additional $750 payment towards that credit card as well and managed to get the credit card that I showed y'all previously below the $6,000 mark. I also contributed to my mortgage, my typical payment, which, let's see, $1,584.68. I also made one car payment, so that's a total of $606.55. I contributed a total of $527.50 to my student loans, which is about $150 over what the minimum recommended amount for my student loans is. And I made payments on both the Affirm accounts that I have. So with all of that added up, and I'm just looking at my spreadsheet here, I am down to $418,697.69, including my mortgage. And for those of you who don't like that calculation, I am down to $150,735.56 without my mortgage.
I like when people post these sort of videos because I think it encourages a lot of other people to do the same thing. A lot of people are in such large amounts of debt that they just don't see any hope, but it has to start somewhere. And even if it starts with you getting inspired by somebody else who's doing it so you can see them doing the work, so then you can believe in yourself, That's a step too, in my opinion. A win is a win. She's showing y'all she was able to pay $7,849. The way I see it is, if she can do it, why can't anybody else? Granted, I understand that people have different levels of income, but I'm just saying the action behind it.
For context, I did start my debt payoff journey before I started documenting it at $453,084.90. And so I have paid down officially $34,387.21, including my mortgage payments.
Wow.
If I do not include my mortgage in this calculation, I have paid down $7,849.34 of debt payoff. I started this debt payoff journey about 6 months ago, so I would say that's pretty good, all things considered. Hello. Today is payday. Excuse the bags under my eyes. I am exhausted. Let's do a rundown of everything that I paid today after receiving my paycheck. So as of today, I have $2,175.99 available to go towards debt payoff. This is going to piss people off, but this also includes my mortgage. You can see how I'm going to break it out into different accounts right here. I'm going to put $527.72 towards student loans, $606.55 towards the car.
That's what I was thinking during the last video. I was like, is she really paying $600 for her car payment? And she is. And again, y'all know me. I'm always curious to know, what type of car is it? Last time it was a Ford Bronco that young lady had. $600, that's not including the insurance. Is it? Symone, trying to keep you out of debt. Hit subscribe, touch the screen. And I commend her for sharing this information, but I just think for the younger people or just anybody in general, y'all, the car notes, they're the one thing that just do it for many people. Yeah, she has a lot of other things that we can see. The car notes probably like the least of her concern, but they're just such a financial trap for so many people. I can't stress it enough. And it's always like a car note that's between $400 to $600. I just really wish this wasn't the case for most people.
$775.09 towards my mortgage. That only accounts for part of the payment. And then $61.07 for one of the Affirm payments. And the remaining amount of $205.56 is going to go towards paying off one of my credit cards. With all of the interest added back, my amount did go back up. So I'm back to $420,575.89.
Okay.
At the end of this month, I'll be paying off a lot more. So we're going to see that drop down a little bit. This process is very much 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The good news is I'm able to track it on my new spreadsheet. It's never easy seeing that number go up. Honestly, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I've started Instacarting on the side to get additional funds, and any request for Christmas gifts this year has been to make contributions to my debt payoff plan. All in all, I have made a dent in the debt payoff plan, albeit a very, very small dent. Sorry, I don't have better news.
Look, it's okay, Miss Emily. And I feel so bad that Emily seems so sad in this clip, but I know that she's going to be able to bounce back from this. That's how I feel. She's going to bounce back. I like and respect the fact that she said she was Instacarting. I'm always saying, whenever people are trying to get out of debt, you see them do a lot of Instacart, DoorDash, things of that sort, like the side jobs, side gigs, whatever the case may be, in order to get that extra income. And I would encourage anybody, whether you're trying to get out of debt or you're just trying to have more money or save up, there is absolutely nothing wrong with getting a side job or side gig. I just feel like never be too proud to go out and get whatever money you need to get. As long as you're making an honest living, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Hey everyone, it's me, Emily. I'm the 28-year-old who's trying to pay off her debt. Last time I checked in, I had about $420,000 of debt, including my mortgage. Today, I'm happy to report that I got a bonus from work, and I will be putting 100% of it towards my debt payoff plan. In addition to a couple of holiday gifts that I received that were just cash as I requested on my gift list this year, in total, I'll be paying off $1,400 of debt. The first question was, which one do I pay off first? And it really was a struggle because 2 of the credit cards that I have are at 0% interest currently, even though normally they'd be at a higher percent interest. So I decided to contribute it to my Affirm payment that had 20% interest. I was able to successfully pay off 100% of the remaining balance on that. You can see that here on this table, it is now remaining at $0. The remaining amount will go towards those credit cards. and that'll bring me down to $418, $295, and 35 cents.
I'm really happy that Emily was able to pay off at least one of those loans with the money she was given for Christmas. That is such a big blessing. I'm happy for her. She was a little down in the dumps in one of the videos, so it was a very nice turnaround to see her happy about being able to allocate some of those funds to her financial freedom. And yes, it is a long road ahead of her, but at least she's on the road. At least she has a plan and she's sticking to the plan. And I find that very inspirational. I think Miss Emily is very brave. But as always, let me know what you think about this down below. Do you have any debt that you're trying to pay off in 2025? If so, what is your number? And we have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.